Rebel News had to fight twice in court to get accredited by then Trudeau's hand-selected cronies at the Debates Commission. And we won both times, in 2019 and in 2021. Fast forward to 2025, the commission knew if they fought us, they would lose again. So under the threat of a third courtroom defeat, they finally capitulated and gave us access to the debates on April 15th and 16th. That should have been the end of it in a normal country.
All right, so if you don't know what that was about, it was basically Rebel News was denied access during federal elections to ask questions. They had to sue twice to the Supreme Court of Canada. These were injunctions that were put in last minute, hoping that they wouldn't even be able to get a decision in court. Both times, of course, they were allowed in, which leads to this, 2025, clip. And yeah, completely ridiculous. I don't know what anyone would be afraid. Why are you afraid of a question? If the question is ridiculous, wouldn't everyone be able to see? Don't you want to shine a spotlight on that? And if you can't answer the question or don't want to answer the question, that says a lot more about the person giving the answers. This is just classic censorship. It's ridiculous. Again, you combat speech with more speech. You don't censor. You don't say you can't ask a question because we don't like you or we don't agree with your viewpoints.
But to the legacy media, this was just the beginning of their childish little tantrum.
There was some sort of an altercation inside there in the last little while involving Ezra Levant, who is the head of Rebel News, and other journalists.
The CBC and their deranged friends in the mainstream media.
The CBC, all of these state-funded media outlets are so biased.
What did Commissioner Michel Cormier do in all of this? Well, he went on CBC and badmouthed us.
Well, there's only so much we can do to control free speech,
Why do you need to control free speech? We have laws in place. Don't incite violence, right? Don't yell fire in a theater, unless there is one. This is so ridiculous. You don't need to combat free speech. You let it happen. You debate. You use your words. Sick of all you safe space, soft, freaking ignorant lefty lunatics. Well, we don't like what you have to say, so we're just going to shut you down. Shut the hell up. Use your words, you little fucking babies.
I understand that.
And I understand that.
But, lifeguards got to look after the pool, right? And the debate commission was set up for this. And people are now calling for it to be completely scrapped because of what we saw last night.
And instead of defending fairness in these emails, he thanked the crazy liars at the CBC for their quote-unquote professionalism.
If you don't realize that they're this biased, ground news would be a great way to help you discover that. But I don't understand how people, when they watch a news broadcast, don't have more questions than answers. Some experts say. Some people are concerned that this might lead to whatever. It's just, they just lead you down a path. And if you have any critical thinking skills whatsoever and a half a brain, you realize this, right? If you're someone that doesn't really watch the news and just catches headlines, fine. But if you're someone that's actually getting your news from CBC, watching their broadcasts, and you don't have more questions than answers, you're not an intelligent person. You're a dum-dum. You're a retard. That's, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You're an idiot. You're just not smart. Bottom line.
And now, thanks to 88 pages of internal emails obtained through access to information, we know a bit more about why it happened and a lot about what they're desperate to hide.
So I think you get the idea. Does this sound like a news agency that's trying to inform their viewer?
The CBC isn't a broadcaster anymore. They're $1.5 billion lobby group masquerading as journalists.
That's not journalism. I'm so sick and tired of this. You cannot have freedom without free speech. Period. If you think censorship is a good thing in any way, you're a low IQ muppet.